I used to think I was just a normal guy, not important enough for anything weird to happen to me. I go to work, go home, mind my business. That's it. No enemies, no drama, no reason for anyone to be watching me. So explain to me why this random dude started acting like I was part of his daily routine. This all started at work. Normal shift. I'm chilling, doing my job, fixing shelves, helping customers who somehow can't find things that are literally right in front of them. Like I swear, some people walk into stores and forget how their eyes work. Anyway, this guy walks in. Nothing crazy about him at first, just a regular dude. Hoodie, quiet, kinda awkward. But the way he looked at me? Yeah, I already knew something was off. Not dangerous yet, just weird. And if you've ever been around people long enough, you know exactly what I mean. There's normal weird, and then there's I'm about to be part of a story I didn't sign up for weird, so he walks straight up to me holding an item and says, "Hey, you work here a lot, right?" And I'm thinking, no, bro, I just cosplay as an employee for fun, but I just say, yeah. He nods like he just confirmed something. I've seen you here before. Cool. Congratulations. You have eyes. So I help him find what he needs, and I keep on moving, and I think that's the end of it. Simple, normal, nothing to worry about. Yeah, no. A couple days later, he's back. Same hoodie, same quiet energy, same look like he's been thinking too much. But this time, he's not even really shopping. He's just there, walking around slowly like he's waiting for something. Or someone. Which, let's be honest, was me. So he comes up again and says, "You always work this shift?" And that's when it goes from normal to alright, bro, relax. Because why are you tracking my schedule? I just tell him, yeah, mostly. And he nods like I just gave him useful information. That's the part I didn't like. It didn't felt like a question. It felt like he was collecting data, and I'm not trying to be part of anybody's research project. Now I'm paying attention. Because before I wasn't thinking about it. Now I am. And once you notice something like that, you can't unsee it. He starts showing up more often, not every day, but enough. Enough for it to stop being random, enough for it to feel intentional. And every time, he says something a little more specific. One day he goes, "You don't like being up front, huh?" And I just look at him because, yeah, I don't. But I never said that. So now I'm thinking, all right, either this guy is insanely observant, or he's been watching me way longer than I realized, and I don't like either option. So I ask him, "What do you mean?" And he shrugs like it's nothing. "You always stay in the back." Okay, now we're past weird. Now we're in why are you studying me territory. But I keep it cool because I'm not about to crash out at work over some guy built like a background character. Then it gets worse. A few days later, he comes in again, but this time he doesn't even pretend to shop, walks straight up to me like we have an appointment and says, "You almost dropped that box yesterday." I just stared at him because, yeah, I did, in the back where customers are not supposed to be. So now I'm thinking, how do you know that? Were you back there watching me? Or are you just guessing and somehow getting it right? So I ask him straight up, how do you know that? And he smiles just a little and says, "I notice things." Yeah, no, we're not doing that. At this point, I'm not even trying to play it off anymore because this isn't normal. This isn't just an awkward customer. This is something else, something that's slowly getting worse. And the craziest part, I had a feeling it wasn't even close to being over yet. So after that whole I notice things moment, yeah, I wasn't taking this lightly anymore. Because now it's clear this isn't just some random guy asking questions. This is someone paying attention. Too much attention. So I tell my coworker about it. And of course, they laugh, talking about maybe he just likes you. Likes me? That's not liking me, that's monitoring me. That's a human security camera with social issues. Be serious. So now I decide to test something. Because if this guy really knows my schedule like that, then let's see, I switch shifts with someone, last minute. Didn't tell anyone except my manager. No pattern, no warning. If he shows up again, then yeah, something's definitely wrong. That day, I'm not even at work. I'm home, relaxing, finally not dealing with customers who ask where things are while standing right in front of them. Life is good until I get a text from my coworker, and it just says, "Yo, that guy came in asking for you." I just stared at my phone because there's no way. How did he know to show up that day? And not only that, he asked for me. Like I'm someone important. Like I have appointments. I work retail. Nobody asks for me. At this point, I'm not even laughing anymore. Now I'm like, all right, this is actually weird. Next shift I come in, I'm already on alert. And of course, he shows up again, like clockwork. He walks up to me, calm as ever, and says, "You weren't here yesterday." Not a question, a statement. And I just look at him like, "Yeah, I know I wasn't. Why do you know that?" So I tell him, "Yeah, I switched shifts." And he nods slowly, like that information meant something. Then he says, "I figured something was off." What does that even mean? Now I'm done being nice. I ask him straight up, "Why do you keep coming in asking about me?" And he just looks at me for a second, smiles again, and says, "Because you're consistent." I'm sorry. What? I like consistency. Yeah, no, that's not normal. So now I'm thinking two things. This guy is weird, and this guy knows way too much. So I tell my manager everything, and they hit me with, "We'll keep an eye on it," which means nothing. Great. But here's the part that really messes with me. After that conversation, he just stops coming, gone, no more visits, no more weird comments, nothing, which should feel like a win, but it doesn't. Because now I'm thinking, did he lose interest? Did he move on? Or did he just get what he needed? And yeah, that's the part I don't like, because I still don't know what he wanted or why he was watching me in the first place. But I do know one thing. If someone ever looks at you and says, "I notice things and I like consistency," you might want to start switching your schedule. And months later, I had to deal with a coworker. I knew she was trouble. I just did not think I was the one signing up for it. When she first started working there, nothing really stood out. She was quiet, kept to herself, did her job and went home, normal, but every now and then I would catch her looking at me. At first, I did not think much of it. You know, sometimes people just look at you. It happens, so I ignored it. But then it kept happening. Like, a lot. I would turn around, and she would already be looking. Not like a quick glance either. More like she had been watching a full episode, and I just walked into the scene. That should have been my first red flag. But no, in my head I am like, she just started working here, relax. Then one day she comes up to me, starts a normal conversation, where I am from, how long I have been working there, basic questions, nothing weird. And I am thinking, okay, she is cool, so once again, I ignore the feeling. Now we start talking more. At first, it feels natural. We run into each other during shifts, talk for a bit, laugh. Everything seems normal. But then I start noticing something. She is always around, and I mean always. Break room, she is there. Different section, somehow, she is there too. I am like, do we have the same schedule? Or is this a coincidence? At first, I told myself it was random, but after a while, it stopped feeling random. It started feeling planned, and that is when I should have taken a step back. But no, I kept going like everything was fine, because technically, nothing had happened yet, until one moment changed everything. I am talking to another coworker, just a normal conversation, nothing serious, and then I feel it. You know that feeling when someone is staring at you. Yeah, that. I look over, and it is her. But this time, she is not just looking. She looks annoyed, like actually annoyed, like I just broke a rule I did not know existed, and I am sitting there thinking, what did I even do? That is when it hits me this is not just friendly, but of course I still ignore it, because at this point I am committed to bad decisions. After that, everything changes. Her energy is different. She still talks to me. But now there is attitude behind it, little comments, little reactions, nothing obvious, but enough to make you uncomfortable. And I am just sitting there like, yeah, this is getting weird. Then one day, it escalates. I am at work, minding my business, when my manager calls me over. And immediately, I know something is not right. You know that tone? That, hey, I need to talk to you tone? Yeah, that one. So I walk over, and I am already thinking, what did I do? Because I know I did not do anything. Then the questions start. They ask me, have you been talking to her outside of work? And I am like, no, just normal conversations here. Then they ask, have you said anything that could be taken the wrong way? Now I am confused. I am like, what do you mean I have just been normal? Then they look at me and say, she said you have been making her uncomfortable. And I am just standing there like, me? I am the one uncomfortable. So I ask, how? And they say, she mentioned that you give her attention, then pull away and act different around other coworkers. At that moment, everything clicks. The staring, the showing up everywhere, the attitude when I talk to other people, all of it. And I am just thinking, I really ignored all of that. So now I am standing there trying to explain myself, while also realizing this whole situation could have been avoided if I had just trusted that first feeling. But no, I ignored it every single time. And now I am here in a situation I did not even sign up for. Sometimes the red flags are not hidden. We just look at them and say, yeah, that will be fine. And then it is not.